All right, here we go. Welcome into the show. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now. Chase Sr. here with you. And as always, no matter where you are or how you're tuned in, thank you so much for making today's show a part of your day. And a good morning to everybody on this Sunday, August 17th. Coming up on the show, Eagles winners and losers after preseason game number 2 against the Cleveland Browns. Before we take care of all of that and accomplish our list, don't forget to hit that subscribe button here on the program for daily Eagles coverage. Anytime I'm talking birds, I want our content to be insightful, informative, thought-provoking, entertaining. I want you to have a voice, so join the movement, lock us in, and hit that subscribe button right now. Winner number 1 for me, and it's not even close. It's Andrew Mukuba, the second-round pick safety out of Texas. And I just want to give people some scouting background on the player, right? And it's pretty fascinating, his path. He grew up in Zimbabwe, and here he is, second-round pick of the 2025 NFL Draft for the defending Super Bowl champions. And he has a legitimate opportunity to start at that safety spot alongside Reed Blankenship. He started his college career, pretty highly touted recruit at Clemson, struggled a little bit, was up and down, was more of a nickel corner there under Dabo Swinney. Then he transferred to Texas, and in 2024, he solidified himself as one of the best ball-hawking safeties in all of college football. And I like his positional versatility because he can play that center field safety role, but he can also play some slot nickel, and he's not afraid to come up to the line of scrimmage and smack you in making plays against the run. But last year at Texas, for a Longhorns team that made a nice little run in the college football playoff, he had the lowest passer rating in college football among safeties when targeted. He had 11 pass breakups, 5 interceptions, and he always found himself around the ball. You saw in this preseason game, that's his MO. That's what he does because he is a high football IQ player. He can read and diagnose plays. He has a good feel. He always finds himself around the ball carrier or where the ball is going. Had a 75-yard pick six against Dillon Gabriel, where he was able to sift through a couple of Browns players, shoot upfield, intercept that pass, make a man miss. Then he showed off that 4.4 speed in the open field. A little bit later, what did he do? He was around the ball for another impactful play, and he recovered a fumble. And he really sent a message to Vic Fangio in saying, with his play, I can start alongside Reed Blankenship, and if you start me there, I can help us generate turnovers. I can be around the football, make plays on the rock. And when the Eagles drafted him, I had said, he's really similar to C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Slot nickel safety background, diagnosing skills, plays with a lot of energy, plays with a lot of swagger, finds himself around the pill, really good ball skills on that back end. And you saw today, that's what Andrew Mukuba does. So that's the second-round pick who's a big winner in this game, and we'll see if it's enough to start next to Blankenship week 1 against Dallas. He's obviously competing with Sidney Brown, who gives Philadelphia that physical element. Let's talk about the first-round pick in Jihaad Campbell. I thought in his professional debut in week 1 of the preseason against Cincinnati, did some good things. I mean, shoot, first play he was on the field, he had a tackle, and he finished that tackle with violence, nearly had an interception. I just think that in his rookie year, and then as he continues to grow, he's going to be able to make highly impactful plays for the Eagles in a plethora, variety of ways. As an edge rusher, stopping the run, and then holding up in coverage. He even said that the game is starting to slow down for him, and you see it. And with Jihaad Campbell, he's kind of that modern-day linebacker where he can do a little bit of everything. He plays a lot like Zach Bond. And on the first drive of the game, Dillon Gabriel moving the ball down the field a little bit, Vic Fangio dials up a linebacker blitz, and Jihaad Campbell gets to Dillon Gabriel. Those are the pass rushing chops. Throughout training camp, though, he's shown an ability to cover. And this is a great sign for the Eagles organization moving forward. They have a very young and cost-controlled defense, and so the ascent of these young players, critical for the future of that defensive unit for Philadelphia. Ainias Smith, another winner at that wide receiver position. week 1 of the preseason, pops off that long punt return. Also caught a touchdown from Tanner McKee. In this game, had a big 3rd down conversion on an in-breaking route, catching that pass from Dorian Thompson-Robinson. And then a little bit later from Kyle McCord, as McCord and DTR were going back and forth with their reps. He caught that touchdown from the rookie 6th-round pick out of Syracuse. The ball was a little bit behind him on another in-breaking route, and Smith was able to catch it. He has clearly shown a lot of improvement year over year as a receiver. At Texas A&M, had 4.5 speed, but short area quickness and wiggle, and he was impactful as a punt returner. He can certainly do that. He's getting better as a wide receiver. I think that I'd rather go with Darius Cooper or Johnny Wilson as wide receiver 4, but to start the preseason, we were talking about Smith as a player who could get cut. He is definitely making this team. Then there's Patrick Johnson, who has started to get more first-team reps with the starting defense throughout training camp. He did a really good job of reading and diagnosing, sniffing out an end around, and he had a huge TFL. Last week during the preseason, he had a sack, it got wiped away. Next play, batted up a pass, and then had an interception, nearly brought it back for a pick 6. Patrick Johnson is a player who has made plays time and time again in the preseason, continues to do that. I don't see how you don't have him on this roster, plus he has some special teams chops. Jakorian Bennett, there's a competition to see who can be cornerback 2. Opposite of Quinyon Mitchell, it's between Keely Ringo, Adoree Jackson, Mac McWilliams, Jakorian Bennett. I'd even throw Eli Ricks into the mix. Jakorian Bennett played deep into this game, but he should have. He's trying to learn this defense. He got traded for late 2 Monday nights ago. And so he has to get acclimated and caught up. And on a crosser, he was able to stick with the wide receiver, show off that 4.3 speed, but he too has a knack for making plays on the football, had that pass break up to reach his hand in there. Good play. Azeez Ojulari had a sack that went for a 7-yard loss. The edge rusher 3 competition is a good one between him and Josh Uche. And I think Uche and Ojulari going to be able to get snaps for this team. And whether they're edge rusher 3 or edge rusher 4, I think that they can be really good value plays for the Eagles because Howie Roseman signed them for next to nothing. Kyle McCord, and I know some people will say Kyle McCord sucks. He played better than Dorian Thompson-Robinson. At the same time, I would not be shocked if the Eagles brought in another quarterback externally to be QB3 if they don't like McCord or DTR. And McCord hasn't come into the preseason and shine right away like Tanner McKee. Not even close. McKee, first game as a rookie out of Stanford, 6th-round pick. Impressed. But he was better than DTR. And if you want to talk about upside at quarterback and a developmental player, it's McCord over DTR. DTR looked really bad. And then Jeremiah Trotter Jr., second consecutive week here in the preseason. He led the Eagles in tackles. He is not the fastest guy. He's not the twitchiest player. He's not the most explosive athlete. But you can tell he is the son of a former All-Pro because he is such a smart player who makes up for the lack of athletic juice, if you will, with the instincts to be around the ball. And I can't emphasize that enough. If you're around the ball, it just makes you pop. It screams, hey, I'm making plays and I'm making the most of my opportunities. And I think Jeremiah Trotter Jr. could start alongside Zach Bond week 1 against Dallas with Jihaad Campbell sprinkling in there too. We'll get to my losers coming up here just around the corner, but we have sold so many of these Eagles Super Bowl shirts, so we're going to continue to plug it as long as supplies last. So hop on board right now. These Eagles shirts were $40, now on sale for just $18. Nike New Orleans themed with the beads written out, champions, and then the New Orleans theme around the Lombardi Trophy. I know that the Eagles aren't calling them defending Super Bowl champions and calling themselves that, but the Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions, and we will always remember how they won that game and the way that they did it. Chatsports.com/EaglesNola. Use that link. It'll take you to Fanatics. Fanatics will know that Chat Sports, Eagles Now, and Chase Sr. sent you. Get swagged up. Get swagged out. Get some Eagles gear today. All right, let's get to my losers here. The Eagles' defense in general was really bad, but Dillon Gabriel looked really good with the Browns' twos, going up against a lot of the Eagles' twos. Cleveland accumulated 194 yards of total offense and scored on 3 of 5 drives in the first half. The Browns converted 6 of 8 first downs, averaged 5.5 yards per play, and reeled off 37 plays total the first 30 minutes of action. And Dillon Gabriel was slicing up this Eagles secondary. This Eagles secondary, it's not going to be an easy test week 1. Dak Prescott, say what you want about him. It's a good quarterback. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. You don't know what Brian Schottenheimer, as a new play caller and head coach, is going to bring to that Cowboys offense. And so this secondary, a little bit of an issue, although I really like the prospects of Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and the Eagles starting defensive line being out there, with the likes of Reed Blankenship also being out there. The Eagles' first half offense, and the offense all day, a big loser. Do you put that on Kevin Patullo? Maybe, but Kevin Patullo also had Tanner McKee looking fantastic in week 1. Tanner McKee didn't play in this game. But the Eagles' first half offense outgained 194-38, and at one point with 9:06 left to play in the first half, had 1 first down to Cleveland's 10, while averaging less than a yard per play. It's the Eagles' twos going up against the Cleveland twos after the Eagles lost the back half of that joint practice on Thursday. Something to look out for. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, a loser for me. I just don't think that he has it. I know that he's outplayed Kyle McCord throughout training camp. He's made some good plays, but what I've seen from him in game action against Cincinnati and against Cleveland didn't impress me at all. 5 of 8, 17 yards. That is not a good yards per completion. He threw an interception on a play that he should have just killed the play. Telegraphs passes. Thought he was a better athlete than what he actually is, because at UCLA he was a legitimate dual threat guy. Has a decent arm but doesn't throw with a lot of touch. I just think he's not an NFL quarterback. At least not good enough for the Philadelphia Eagles. When he's played for the Cleveland Browns, he's also been bad. And was there a reason why the Browns were willing to move off of him? I'm going to put A.J. Dillon down here because he's got to have better awareness. There was a play that got batted down at the line, and Eagles offensive lineman tried to bat it down. It somehow stayed in the air, and A.J. Dillon caught it to turn a second down into a third and forever. It killed the drive. Just got to have better awareness. Spike that football down. Live to play another down. I like A.J. Dillon as a runner. He got 3 carries for 7 yards. He got the start. That tells me Will Shipley is RB2. He has a role on this football team, and I like the style in which he runs with, but that play right there just cost the team. Sidney Brown, not really for anything that he did poorly, but Andrew Mukuba was the biggest winner of today's game. And it's not like Sidney Brown did anything in week 1 to kind of offset that. So I think Andrew Mukuba probably has the inside track starting week 1 against Dallas. And then there's Brett Tauth. He played deep into this game, deep into the third, maybe even into the fourth, and he's supposed to be the replacement for Landon Dickerson. He played at left guard, then he played center, and Drew Kendall went to left guard. The Eagles could be trying to give him an extended look, but a little bit odd that with Landon Dickerson getting knee surgery this week and his status for week 1 being unknown, that the first up replacement in Tauth was playing so much in this game when no other starters were playing in this game. So those are my Eagles winners and losers. Preseason week 2 against the Cleveland Browns. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we're back at it on Monday. Let's get it.